Welcome back, creators, to another exciting episode of Call Her Creator, powered by Stan. I am your host, Caitlin Rhodes, also known as Social Marketing Queen over on Instagram. And if you missed last week's episode, we kicked off season 2 of Call Her Creator. I am so thankful to still be here with you guys. I'm grateful that you're still listening. And I want to kind of do like a part 2 of what we went over last week. So last week we talked about creating your first digital product from start to finish, because I want season 2 to be all about making that money. So today we're going to take the next crucial step of creating that digital offer, and I'm going to walk you guys through how to promote it and sell out that offer. So we're going to be covering promotional timelines, strategies to get your audience excited for your product or your offer, and then the best channels that you can use to maximize your sales. So before we dive into all of that, let's quickly kind of recap what we talked about last week, just so this all makes sense to you guys. So we started off by kind of understanding what digital products are. That can be ebooks, online courses, printables, templates, anything that can be sold online that is digital. It's not a, product that I can just give you and hand over to you. It is a digital product. The beauty of digital products is that you can create them passively, making income without even thinking about it. It's easy to scale. You make it one time, you start selling it, you go to sleep, and people are still buying it. It is my favorite way to make money. And so I want everyone to be able to make a digital offer. And I know that no matter what niche you're in, no matter what industry you work in, you can make a digital offer and make money from it. So we also talked about finding the right digital product for you. I talked to you guys about identifying your audience needs, how to brainstorm ideas that align with those pain points and needs, and your expertise. And then I even told you guys how to validate if that's a good idea or not, and what you can do to find out if you're going to make money with it. And once you've pinpointed all of this stuff, you've got your digital product, you chose what you're going to sell, you chose what your audience wants. Then I talked to you guys about creating the digital offer, going into Canva, using Google Doc, using ChatGPT. And then lastly, we wrapped it up by pricing your product, which is probably, in my opinion, the hardest part about selling online, is just pricing your product the right way, because you want to sell it. You don't want to make it too high to where people are turned off, but you don't want to make it too low, especially if your competitors are selling it for a certain price. So we talked about all of that. So if you did not listen to that episode yet, it was episode 33. Make sure you pause what you're listening to right now, go listen to that, and then you can come back to this episode where I'll tell you how to sell it. So whether you're a seasoned creator, you're brand new, whatever it is, I don't care what stage in your creator journey that you're on, this podcast episode is going to help you monetize your social media accounts. So let's just get into it, all right? So first things first, we need to understand, why is it even so important for you to have a solid promotional plan? So you've put in this hard work, you've created this fantastic digital product, but without a true plan to promote it, you're truly not going to reach the audience that your product deserves. And I have been there, done that, created a product, but didn't really know how to promote it. In the earlier stages of my creator journey, I was making really good offers, but one, I wasn't identifying if that was even a need for my audience. And then two, I just didn't know how to promote it properly. I'd talk about it like once or twice in my stories. And if I heard crickets, I was like, oh, this product sucks, which in reality, it truly didn't. I just didn't know how to promote it the right way. So what we're going to talk about today is truly how to promote your product the right way and how to sell it. So a structured promotional strategy is what helps you not only stay organized, it ensures you cover all of your bases, and it allows you to measure your progress and adjust your strategies as needed. So one of the key benefits of having a promotional plan is that it helps you create consistent and cohesive messaging across all of your channels. I think that's one of the biggest, most important parts of promoting your offer, is that your messaging is correct. It comes across seamless across all of your channels. You've got your email, you've got your Facebook, you've got your Instagram, and people are seeing and identifying that product because it's branded the right way. Your messaging's on point. It's not like a different story on each channel. It's all cohesive. Another critical aspect of promoting all of this, not only having a plan, but having a good timeline. Launching a product isn't just about the content, it's also about when and how you present it to your audience. Your promotional plan should include a detailed timeline that outlines the different phases of your campaign. That includes pre-launch, launch week, post-launch, and then each phase has specific goals and activities that contribute to that overall success of your product launch. So with all of this in mind, let's dive into the details of building out that comprehensive promotional plan, that timeline, all of that will set you up for success. All right, Lucas, this is some good stuff here where you can probably get some snippets from. I'd say like launch week. I don't know. You might even listen to all of this and be like, oh, all of this is good. So you decide, but just wanted to tell you. All right, so building your promotional timeline. A well-structured promotion timeline is crucial. So here's a step-by-step breakdown of how we do it here at Influence Marketing Studio. Now, side note, if you are new to all of this, I will be linking a launch checklist for you in the description of this podcast episode. This is going to kind of lay out what we're talking about today and give you some extra resources in there of how to launch your offer or your lead magnet. Maybe you don't have an offer yet, but you want to give out a freebie or a lead magnet. I got you covered. All right, so pre-launch. When does pre-launch start? Pre-launch is typically 2 to 4 weeks before you actually launch your product. 2 to 4 weeks. So that's like either 2 weeks or like a whole month that you can decide, okay, do I want to promote this for a month? Do I want to get people excited? Do I want to use 2 weeks? Totally up to you. You can kind of watch and see what your competitors are doing. You could go ask ChatGPT what kind of plan he would give you, but it's typically around 2 to 4 weeks. So what do you do within those 2 to 4 weeks? First, you're looking at teasers and announcements. You want to start teasing your product on social media, maybe sharing sneak peeks, behind the scenes, getting them excited about what's to come. So the best way to do this is to first set up kind of like a landing page, or like on your Stan store, you can actually set up like a freebie page where you could have them sign up for the wait list. And maybe while they're waiting for your actual product to launch, that's where you give them a freebie of kind of like a checklist, or maybe just some little tiny thing that supplements your big offer that you would give for free. So that could get people on your wait list. You know, you're pulling them in with a freebie or a lead magnet. You're not just saying, hey, sign up for the wait list. You're actually giving them something that gets them excited for your big offer. Now, if you don't have the resources or the time to make that freebie, that's totally fine. I have seen plenty of creators just say, hey, join my waitlist. This is about to launch. And they do a really great job. Abigail Pugh, I think that's how you say her last name. I'm really excited because I get to meet her at the Stan Mastermind next week. She does a really great job at teasing her offers and getting people excited and having a wait list for people to join. So if you need like some kind of inspiration, you could always go look at her page. But she does a wait list to get people excited. She kind of shows off like, hey, I helped XYZ achieve ZYX. I'm about to show you guys how I did it. Sign up for the wait list. It's about to launch. So that kind of gets your person or your audience excited about what's to come. You're kind of giving them an incentive to join the wait list because they're going to learn XYZ. So that's all your pre-launch. You can sprinkle in. So you're going to want to do social media posts during that time. You're going to want to email your list if you have one. I would email them at least 3 or 4 times before the launch, getting them excited about it, asking if they want to join the wait list so that you have a specific list of people who said, yes, I'm interested in this launch. So you can just email them when it actually launches. But that's kind of how you get them excited. That's your timeline. That's what you should be doing. Sneak peeks on social media. This could be reels showing off what's to come. It could be you doing like an explainer video of how you helped so-and-so achieve XYZ, and you're going to be sharing that strategy. Like you do that same spiel over on a reel and start promoting that. So that is just like teasing people, getting them excited, your big, huge pre-launch before you actually launch a product. Now, launch week is probably my favorite week, but you cannot go into launch week without a plan. I have tried that. It doesn't work. It makes life harder on you. It makes your messaging weird. It doesn't work. So you want to plan all of this. So launch week is going to be daily posting. Now, for the agency here, when we have a client that is looking to launch like a new product or a new service, we do something called a sales in 7, and we post 7 days in a row about their big launch. I know other people that do like an 8-day sales campaign. There's a 14-day sales campaign. So you can kind of decide for yourself how many days you want to launch. But I typically would say that it's probably between 7 to 10 days that people sit there and talk about their offer to launch it. They are not talking about it 1 or 2 times. They are talking about it minimum 7 times. Now, this is going to be Reels, post, stories, Instagram lives, and then also email. And what you can do, some type of post examples to launch your product could be sharing testimonials. Maybe you tested this offer on someone else, and so you got a testimonial to show off. You could teach them the benefits of getting this offer, what it's going to do for them. You could do relatable content, like maybe they're struggling with something and so they relate with that reel, and then you say, hey, if you're struggling with this, you should get XYZ, which is ever your offer. But make sure that you're being relatable, you're teaching them what it is, you're explaining, you're giving enough so they know like exactly what you are launching, and you are using strong call to actions. This is where I pull in DM automation. I use ManyChat for people to comment a word about whatever my offer is so that it DMs them the link to sign up, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what you want them to do. You want them to sign up. And then post-launch, again, I'm going to go into very big detail about this. I'm just kind of giving you guys a little synopsis first. Post-launch is 1 to 2 weeks after you actually launch your product. This is going to include follow-up emails. You want to ask, how are they liking the product? Thank them for getting the product. Maybe offer them a special discount or bonus to another product that you have. And then, of course, gathering some user-generated content. If people posted about your product or your offer, screenshot, save that, ask them if you can share it to your own socials. So let's really break down getting your audience excited about your offer. Generating excitement is truly the key to a successful launch. So I have some strategies to help you get your audience hyped up. So there's 3 ways that I like to hype up my audience. 1, storytelling. 2, sneak peeks and previews. And then 3, it's countdowns. So first is the storytelling side. You want to share your journey and the story behind your offer. Why? Make it super personal and relatable. Like, why do they need it? Why are you offering it? What is the story behind it? You really want to hit that emotional side of your audience, because emotions is what makes them purchase. Then exclusive previews or behind the scenes. So that's going to be like early access to your loyal followers or email subscribers. Like, you could tease the offer in your stories to build excitement, and then say something like, if you join the wait list now, I'll send you a bonus freebie. Remember that freebie I talked about earlier? Again, if you don't have freebies, that's totally fine. The other way that you could really do like this behind the scenes sneak peeks is maybe saying like, I did this the other day. I was recording like my storyteller seller bundle, and I was just kind of like recording like some of the free templates that they get inside of that bundle. And then I used the poll sticker to say like, do you want to see more of what's coming? And then people said yes or no. And I actually got a lot of votes on that. People were interested. People were messaging me like, how do I get those templates? So that was my way of teasing what's to come. And then countdowns. The countdown sticker on Instagram stories is really amazing. You can put it on there, kind of say something like, click the countdown sticker if you want to be alerted when I launch. So then people can click that and they'll get notified whenever you launch your product. There's also a way to set a reminder on post. Now, I know this is available for carousels. I've not used it on a reel, but I'm assuming it's probably available there too. But when you go to post something and you go to the settings page, you can put like a timer, a countdown, which is a reminder basically. And you just set the date and time, and your follower will get alerted, like notified in their notifications that so-and-so is happening today. I used to use that tool a lot when I was doing Instagram lives. I would promote the Instagram lives, and then I would tell people to set a reminder. Like, beyond launching a product or digital product or offer, using that little timer button on your post is really, really good for like timely events, or maybe you're a realtor and you've got a coming soon, stuff like that. Like, side note on this episode, go check out that. It's called a reminder. It's the reminder button on the post. So go check that out. But that is another good way to hype up your offer and your launch is, hey, set a reminder so that you get notified when we officially launch whatever it is you're launching. So those are like the top 3 ways that I get my audience excited about what it is I'm going to sell. Now, the next part of this is choosing the right channels to leverage to sell your offer. I personally use Instagram the most out of all of my social channels, but that's not to say I don't use LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. So depending on the resources that you have, if you don't have the time to put it on every single social media channel, start with one and go really hard into that. Like say you start with Instagram, go really hard with that. Once you have enough time, resources, maybe a team, then you can extend to your secondary channels like Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it is you want to use, Threads. So I utilize Instagram. That's my favorite channel. I use a mix of feed post, reels, stories, Instagram lives. I use all the things to maximize the engagement on my offer. And then I also use Facebook. I've got a Facebook group, Instagram for Business. If you ever want to join it, it's over on Facebook. It's a private group for business owners using Instagram. So I'll post in there. And then I also post on my Facebook page for Influence Marketing Studio. So that's 3 social channels right there. And then I also utilize email marketing. My email list is my holy grail. I will send out email reminders about the launch of my product. I'll talk about it more than once during the week. There's a cool special feature you can actually do depending on what your email platform is. But if you are worried about promoting your launch too much to your subscribers, they can always, I feel like it's called soft opt out, where they just opt out of that offer, but they're still on your email list. So if you're one of those people that's afraid to email them about the offer, you could always have that as an option in your email so you don't feel like you're annoying your audience there. And then other ways to build anticipation. You could collaborate with another influencer or just collaborate with someone else that's in your industry. Maybe offer them an affiliate code. If they help you sell your product, they get paid too. They get a kickback on that. And then webinars and live sessions. I love to use webinars. So when I'm about to launch something big, I will typically do like a free masterclass first and push people to my Facebook group to get on the live with me for that masterclass. And then from there, I'll promote whatever the bigger offer is. So that's always an idea for you too. So for the sake of time, just talking about one Instagram or one social media channel that you're going to use, we're going to use Instagram, and I'm kind of going to go over my posting strategy with you to help you promote your digital product. So if you're using Instagram as your main channel to promote your digital product, the cool thing about Instagram is that it's highly visual. So that means graphics, reels, getting on camera, talking to them. There's so many things that you can do. For my launch week, here's what happens for my personal launch week. Now, this is going to differ for everybody, but if you don't have a strategy, you could totally steal mine. First is pre-launch. Before I launch the offer, I do a little pre-launch. This is teaser post where I do like behind the scenes. I post them 2 to 3 times the week or 2 before I launch. Okay. So that's about 4 to 6 pre-launch posts. Okay. With that, I'm also showing up on stories. I am using engagement stickers. I am using the poll sticker to gauge their interest in the offer. I'm using the countdown sticker to tell them when it's coming. And then I'm also probably going live at least once to talk about this upcoming offer to my audience. Then we get into launch week. Launch week is just my favorite week. So first there's the announcement post, the huge, hey, it's here, everybody. Here's why you need XYZ because it's going to help you with ZYX. So the content is usually an official announcement of your launch. And my tips here for you are to, write compelling captions that highlight the benefits of why they should join. Make sure you have a strong call to action to make them do the thing. And then use your hashtags too. Don't sleep on hashtags because that always helps. But what you're going to do here is you are going to announce the product, and then that week, remember I told you guys we did a 7-day strategy. That whole week is like announcement, benefit of why you need it, talking about a problem and how this offer solves it, testimonial, user-generated content. Maybe someone bought your product. Again, I like to send my product out to a few people beforehand so that I can get some testimonials. But by day 7 after launching, you're probably trickling in a few people buying. So you could always email them and be like, hey, how are you liking the product? Could you send me a picture of you with the product? That could be your user-generated content. Or, hey, can you send me a quick video of how you feel about the product? Sprinkle that in. And then by the end of that week, we're saying something like, hey, it's time to make a purchase. Our prices are about to go up. I put like a little timestamp on it. Like, here's why you need to buy it now. Maybe you're not going to increase the price, but maybe they won't get that bonus checklist that we talked about in the pre-launch stage. So give like a reason for them to buy now versus buying later. And then that same week when I'm launching and posting about it daily, I am also going to go live again. I'm going to host an Instagram live session. I'm going to interact with my audience. I'm going to ask questions to them about the problems that they're having. I'm going to answer those problems and probably plug in my offer there. Now, post-launch tips for a successful post-launch. After you've talked about it for 7 days, how do you keep it going? You want to gather and analyze some feedback. So once you've had some purchases, go ahead and reach out to those people, thank them for buying it, and just say, hey, I've got a few questions. Maybe give them 3 questions about if they like the product, how it's helping them, what it did for their business. The way you can do that is through surveys, emails. Maybe you don't have an email list yet, so you could always send them a DM and just ask them how it's going. It's really going to mean a lot to them that you're just reaching out. So however you do that, it's fine. Then you want to highlight user-generated content and testimonials. I know we talked about that during the launch stage, but you also want to do that post-launch. So gather some testimonials, ask them, share positive testimonials, reviews. How did they like the product? How did it help them with XYZ? Get pictures, get videos, and just show off that real people are actually using your product or offer and real people are loving it. This is really going to help you sell. Your social sister does a really good job at this. I've seen her post in her stories like post-launch of how people are loving her product. And Abigail does that too. And then you also want to continue engaging with those people, providing value. Even after you launch and you're not being as salesy anymore, your post in your social media should still be like tying into that offer. So like say I'll do a reel and it's not as much salesy on the actual reel, but the caption will be beneficial and my call to action will be something like, are you still struggling with this? Check out my XYZ. And that's how I plug in my product without being too salesy, if you're gathering what I'm picking up here. What are some other tips I have when it comes to post-launch? I mean, I will tell y'all, like from a real live creator, after launch week, because launch week is a lot, like you're posting about this product or offer several times and you're probably getting an influx of signups when you're promoting it the right way. After that, when you kind of stop being as salesy and you're not posting as much, you might see a little decline in your offer sales. So that's why it's so important to keep posting that supplemental content that I'm talking about. I think what I could do in a future episode maybe is talk about how to continue selling without sounding salesy. But I mean, I'm selling all the time. If you go to my Instagram page, Social Marketing Queen, I'm providing high value information, but I am still selling. Like at the end of those videos, I have a call to action of go buy this. In my captions, I'm telling them like it is and educating them and teaching them. But at the end of that caption, I'm saying, hey, go grab this. So like I am always on my sales game, but I'm doing it in a way that is beneficial to my audience and not just all about me and my product, not all about my technicalities of what I'm selling. It's more so like, hey, you're having this issue. Let me help you with that. Oh, by the way, I have this digital offer or product that can help you even more. So hopefully this all makes sense to you guys and it kind of walks you through how to launch your product, how to promote it, what to do after post-launch, and how to keep those sales still coming in steadily. If you liked today's episode, please download the episode. Downloads are the best way to show your love and support for Call Her Creator. I'd also love to hear from you. Leave me a review, send it to a friend. Any way that you can support Call Her Creator, I am so very, very grateful. I'm thankful even that you're listening to today's episode. So thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate you. Join me next time, and we'll keep exploring ways to monetize your social media. I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve for this season, and I'm really excited to give you guys real life examples and help you execute on easily so that you can make money online. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks so much.